Yo guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I will be talking about Ironheart episode 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so I have absolutely no clue about what the deal from Disney is with this series, but it did almost have no marketing. They released 3 trailers for it in a span of like 2 to 3 weeks, which was insane. They kind of put nothing about it out there, and they just dropped half of the season in one go, with the other half coming next week. It kind of feels like Disney just wants to dump this show because they also have The Bear, and I have seen more stuff from The Bear than I have seen from this show, and I never watched anything from The Bear, and I have extensively watched everything from the Marvel Universe, so it's kind of weird with what's happening here. I have no idea why this is happening, but it is happening. And I have to say, the show is so incredibly good that since the first 7 minutes after the release, like 3:07 for me in Belgium, 3:07 in the night, all 3 episodes already had a score. Like, some people watched all first 7 minutes or all 3 episodes in the first 7 minutes of it being online, and it was atrocious. The scores were bad, the scores were suffering, the scores were not that good. So yeah, well, we have a new show that is completely being review bombed. That is just kind of tiring, man. I mean, of course, we have a new character in an iron suit, so of course we are now replacing Tony Stark in what way whatsoever. But if you watch the show, actually, you will definitely see that that's not the case. They heavily lean into the legacy of Tony Stark, which is obvious if your character is Ironheart, which is basically the same thing as a Tony Stark, but in completely different ways and in completely different values. And I have to say, the show isn't really that bad. It's, for the first half, actually kind of enjoyable. The first episode, it did take a while to get going, and once it gets going, it's interesting enough, but the real fun stuff starts happening towards the end of the episode, and especially the second episode, which I think the second episode is the best of them. It's where you can see what they are trying to do with the show, and it's definitely great for the characters. I mean, you obviously have Eric Andre as Stewart, which I still think is a waste of a character with what they did with him. Like, they didn't really do anything with him, like anything worthwhile, and Eric Andre isn't really like a lesser known actor. He's kind of a big one. To be in a role that small was kind of insane. The entire crew from the Hood is also not that really that interesting. We have some characters in there that are vibrant, more vibrant than others. They are all fine, I guess. I have nothing against each of these characters, but they are just there. And then of course we have the Hood and John, which are that are very interesting, and interesting enough. Like, the Hood, they put some mystery around the character, and they put some, especially in the third episode, they put some things around this character, like who is he, what's he doing here, why is he doing this stuff. They do more with that, and that's interesting enough for you to stay excited for it, to learn more about it. But it also did come with a price, because with what they have written now, or what they have given us right now in half of the season, I really do not see how they can extend on that lore, build upon it, and then also finish this off, because I do not think the Hood is a character that will come back in any capacity whatsoever after Ironheart, so I guess he's going to die by the end of it. And I still feel like there's so much ground that they still need to cover with that group or with that character that it's going to feel rushed, I'm afraid of. I have a big feeling that the later episodes are going to make the show feel rushed, and I hope that's not going to be the case, because I did like it for what it was as of now. Obviously in episode 5 we have the big character coming in, and obviously in episode 3 they're already teasing that's going to happen. They're already teasing some bigger universe and some bigger force behind everything, and I really can't wait for them to show who the character is, because we all know and we all have a clue about who the character character is going to be, and I'm just wondering if it's going to be played by that character, by that actor that we are all wondering who it's going to be. But yeah, the hood is interesting enough, but makes me scared because I do think there's a lot more ground to be covered there in that regard. The main standout and the absolute focal point about the series, which is making this series absolutely worthwhile, is Riri Williams. Dominique Thorne absolutely nails it as Riri Williams, in my opinion. She is absolutely awesome. She nails the role. She brings the role with passion. She perfectly encapsulates the character. She perfectly encapsulates and shows us grief and suffering and depression and anxiety and happiness and stuff like that, and comforts and everything with the storyline of Natalie. Natalie is, like, for me personally, the least interesting part, apart from Eric Andre's character and stuff like that. I feel like what they are doing with her is great. I feel like what they are doing with her is definitely one of the more interesting things out of the show, but the way they are handling it, with her being the best friend of before who died and then stuff like that and blah 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 blah, now she's back as the AI, it doesn't really sit with me. Like, I get it, I get why they do it, but it's not the most interesting part for me, which is sad because they do put a lot of focus on that, and I hope that we will see more of that relationship in the future episodes, like that they are going to bloom on that a lot more, because I do think it's an interesting gimmick that they did with that, but it's also weird and a lot, it's out there and it's just far-fetched, something like that. So I hope that they do something truly worthwhile with it, and that they do something so incredibly heartwarming that it will win you over whatsoever. But the side of Riri Williams on that story is absolutely incredible, and I do love how she encapsulates, how Dominique Thorne encapsulates the entire character for that, and how she does and how she handles this. I really love that. Apart from that, the action and the story is very mediocre. It's not the most interesting story what they are telling in here, and I feel like this is what they should do with the Disney Plus shows. I mean, tell more interesting stuff, tell more original stuff, but it's fine enough in and of itself as of now. I am interested in seeing where this is going, the tech versus magic stuff, and how they are going to handle it, because still, after these 3 episodes, after half of the season, I still think having magic versus tech is a really weird choice and is a really interesting choice, especially with the M character coming in episode 5. I still don't have a clue as to why this one was the perfect choice for an Ironheart show, but I'm very interested in seeing where it might go and where they are going to end up next and what they are going to do with the characters and stuff like that. Is Ironheart the best show out there? Absolutely not. Is it a great show? Absolutely not. It's just a fun watch that you can watch for one time and then just forget about it. It makes me think of Echo, but in a better way, because this one is better and more interesting. It's not as bland, as boring as Echo was for half of its season. This one has some more flair. Do I think this one will suffer significantly from that 6-episode format? Yes. I do feel like this is going to be rushed extremely hard in the last 3 episodes. But the first 3 episodes, the first batch, was interesting enough, had enough good stuff for me to say, I kind of like the show. It's not a perfect show, it's not a great show, it's just fine. It's really fine. What did you think of these first 3 episodes? Please let me know in the comments down below, because I am really excited to hear your opinion on it. Obviously, we also have the character that I still did not talk about, which is played by Han Solo, Eldon Ehrenreich, or something like that. I have no idea how you speak that last name. I don't like the twist with him. I don't like the character reveal of him. I don't like what they are doing with that. I have to be honest, that could have been anything else and would have been better. I feel like that's just incredibly out there to just do it like that, to have it tie into Iron Man more, but I'm gonna see what happens with it. I like the character of Joe, so that's interesting enough for me, and that's good enough for me to say like, okay, we'll see where it goes. But the character reveal, did not like it. Alright, what did you think of it? Please let me know in the comments down below, because I'm really excited in your opinion on it. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, and bye bye.